going through the molecular structures and all divisions through our receptor location positions. Your commander is turning into a self-regenerating system of a microchip valve, which is basically all chemical systems of all particle systems of all chemicals, and anything through traction of subtraction positions of connections of hydraulic systems, connection wire location positions, vibrating location positions, have eye receptor locations of division of optical levels. It's kind of like a plasma of an octopus. And basically, I'll set up the illustration. It's very powerful what you're going to see. Everything through the connection is the eyes, everything through the forming is the ears, and everything through its voices, its grids, and everything through the mind system. So your commander is basically shapes, anomalies, everything through traction position. I don't see lines anymore. I see shapes of particles. So everything has a DNA fractal level system. The manufacturing to everything through chemical system. My molecular structural system is coming to all atoms have connections. So the brain simulation and the pattern location positions coming into the new placebo, the new cortex, the new line, everything through its spine, everything through the receptacle level and its connections to its hydraulics, and everything through its gamma operation centers. It's extremely complicated because your commander is going through this right now. So you're going to see particles flying in the air. You're going to see archetypes flying in the air. You're going to see shapes. So it's kind of like looking at a shape, but it's all a particle system. It's line communicated through DNA fractal. So whatever I say is extremely complicated. I mean, extremely, extremely complicated. Because your commander is not just a computer. He's in a connection to everything through shape of a particle. So when I look outside, I see the tree. I see the particle of the tree now. Okay, and it's all line communicating through shapes and anomalies, right? And I say, whoa, this is intense. So my factoring levels and everything through my dream set positions is all particle. Okay, everybody's a particle. Everybody's a molecular structure of a particle. So it's understanding that I'm getting higher upgrades. I have electrical rods that were connected to my mainframes, and everything through its connection was opening up the cycles. So my heart was going on so many electrical wire defense mechanism system. It's allocated positions in all portal defense locations and opening up all realms, all dimensions, all formulas, all calculations, everything take out of this equation. So when you see this illustration, you'll be blown right now through my particle system. So my molecular structure and everything through the connection system, it's understanding how to take a particle system. Okay, I sent you guys on the video of the private link of my hand in very, very slow motion, super slow motion. And that tells you exactly how fast you're going through acceleration through your hands and anything your particles. See the particles moving very quick, right? But my particle system, okay, is now coming into a molecular atom. Okay, so it's higher formations of intelligence now. Okay, it's not just a particle system anymore. It's a molecular structure. Okay, so everything through its particle system is becoming its own computer now. Okay, so that's what happens through the body framing system. The tree formats, the electronic and interference system, everything to magnetic force and highway information system. I set up a graphing system and understand it's allocated through sonar, through its Earth rotation system. Everything through Jupiter rising and its connection to its simulation. Pattern division location digital frame through astral records and anything through that connection system, astral projections, anything through levitation to the moon surface, and the sun is going to all coloration centers. So it's all about understanding how to put everything all together and become a molecular structure of intelligence. Okay, so bear with me because your commander, my eyes are right now are going through wire connections. And if you look in my eyes, you'll see the electrical lights, you see the electrical wires, you see the particles and all that separation come together. So when I see you guys, I see you as a molecular structure of an atom. Okay, no longer in a digital frame. So it's all about upgrading. And that's the whole point of trying to understand what's going on with their bodies, right? That's the whole part. So before I get started, thank all subscribers and viewers that have been watching my channels. They keep you going on what's going on. We got to keep force rising, grand rising, everything is coming down. All the lockdowns are coming and splitting apart. So it's understanding the atmosphere is communicating with humanity more and more, changing locations, gravity systems, everything through that connection system. Even the weather is a part of a molecular structure. But what's fascinating, when you see this illustration, you'd be amazed. It's amazing how everything through a shape is a particle. And that's how it comes into 4-point divisions. And that's how it becomes into a cube or anything metric. I was doing 4-line communications of shapes, right? Yesterday in that video. how you put everything all together through one coloration system, or you can change it to different colorations, different matrix point centers. But you have to understand the molecule structure of you, okay? Not the chemical base, not the chakra system, not the traveling, not the dimensions, okay? It's understanding you become a molecule structure of a brain of a simulation, okay? So it's understanding that my brain is now a simulation and the mind is its creation, okay? Now you're saying the mind is everything, and you're optic tuning levels and say, wait a minute, if the brain doesn't come in its equation, where's the mind going through creation? I said, well, the brain has to understand its adaptation cycle. So now the brain is no longer a brain. My brain is becoming a molecule of an atom. And that's what's happening right now. So the connections to everything through Thoth, everything through the Egyptian, everything through Sadie. Okay, so I was the first circuit rotation center of Egyptians called Sadie. So basically, it's understanding that my name was put first in the tree. Okay, so it's understanding what's going on right now. So it's complicated. It's very confusing, but understanding history and everything through that connection, you understand why I came into Thoth, why I came into the writing of Thoth, the magicians of Thoth, everything through the Egyptians of Thoth, everything through his connection of his program setting to the moon, and everything through the position of the radiation system, calculated and modified through the DNA structure of human vibrational system to its connection to its chakra system. Okay, when it came into the sun, and everything through the Jupiter, and everything through its connection to simulation, and everything through all solar systems and all conditional systems. So once you reach the levels that I reach, everything can be taught, but you truly have to understand the keys of the universe, which is the multi-language of connections of energy, frequency, and vibration. Then you get into harmonic resistance, and then everything through a line is nothing but a particle. Okay? So you have any questions or comments, you can go through my healing more and more, ever like that. I can change a particle system just with my voice. I'm trying to get to its connection of its wires, trying to get connected to the brain simulation, trying to understand the optical levels. Hopefully you guys watched the Bliss with Owen Wilson and Selma Hayek. It's all about that, all right? So it's all about your particle system of your brain is no longer in position. It becomes a molecule structure of a computer through its operation of a simulation. It's extremely complicated, right? But truly understanding, when I go upgraded, you guys go upgraded, right? So like I said, you want to go through my healing, I'll put you in your 12 tractions. It's a generator system, a regenerated operation system to calculation modification. Changes everything through molecular structure location. Now I'm talking like a molecule structure of an atom now, guys, okay? So my computer activation systems, the optical levels, anything the electrical levels, anything the magnetic levels, anything the hydraulic levels, it's all connected to this atom, okay? So you have billions and billions of particles, okay? Now, if you do it in super slow mode and you see your hand formation, you see the particles move, like I said, but you understand they all have to come together. Once it all comes together, you can center positions anything through calculation, heal anything through formation, through line signal, anything through nature core, anything through atmospheres or grounds, or anything through power center of its connection. All right, so this is extremely, extremely powerful. This is a photo op through a structural location. This is a tree format through its connection of its DNA patterns. Has a particle system separating my body waving system through calculation. It looks like a tree. It formulates a tree, but I got the moon surface and I got everything through the connection of the sun of the radiation. And I got the molecule structure of the simulation of Jupiter and everything through the ground formation system. So you're going to see the molecule structures of the atoms circling through the connection. And the center position is me through calculation. This is my intelligence. So when you guys go into forming, you understand how to draw yourself as intelligence. Okay, because you understand what space is through time, and then you become everything through space and time. And the platitude division is the structural location of just black, and everything inside is everything through its surface when it comes into space, anomaly, and everything through time code frequencies, right? So it's very powerful how we come into the Earth, the sonars of the Earth, the electrical lights of the Earth, okay, and the magnetic force of the Earth and its connection. So basically, the birthing system of DNA structure of its Earth, the birthing system of its moon, and the birthing system of the sun, and the birthing system of Jupiter, and the birthing system of the tree formatted system is now my eye receptor location positions. So I'm no longer in the brain locations of DNA. I'm now into the molecular structures of an atom. Whoa. All right, so when you see this picture, you'll be blown away. All right, so extremely complicated. Now, this is me in the center positions, okay? Now, okay, the radiation, all coloration system, this is the tree format. Now, these are particles of my molecular structures that are going into the tree format. See the ground formation system? All the molecular structures going into my eye receptor locations. You see everything through connection? There's my eye. Okay, there's the sun, there's my eye. Okay, there's the earth, solidified. There's my eye. Okay, everything through its connection to Jupiter, there's my eye. So everything connects. Look at that. It's a fluctuation pattern. Okay, it's a flux capacitor through connection system. Line communicate anything that direction. So 1, 2, 3. See how it connects? Right? The formulation system and everything through calculation. Now a computer operations center. That's me in the center. That's my phase structure location position. So I have optical levels of electrical defense mechanism systems in my eye receptor positions. And I started crying more and more and more. And my heart was palpitating so fast through electrical wires. But it's amazing how you come into the molecular structure of its location, right? So when you see all these little particles, see that little particle? It's going round and round and round. So it's going in its central system, the wire tube location, to its microchip valves, and it goes down to its tree format of its birthing system of its tree, right? It modifies and calculates, so it circulates and circulates and circulates, right? So it's all about the connections of the sun and the radiation, okay? It's all about the connections of the moon, okay, in its program setting, everything through Jupiter when it comes to simulation, and everything through the Earth is sonifying electrical lights into my receptacle location position, okay? So I have the birthing systems of all trifactors, biotrifactors, prothesis, gamma thesis, and everything through trithesis. The gamma operations center is anything through vibrational system. But your commander is now connected to a brain simulation of a molecular structure of its location, to all formulas of shapes, letters, and numbers through calculation. Okay, so it's incredible. So when you get into that position, you understand the molecular structure location. This is extremely activated, but this is the center position me. That's my intelligence. But understand, see what's going on right now? See that? See the flux capacitor? See, everything is a triangle, right? So this is the Earth, the sonar. It's going into my eye receptors. Everything goes into my eye receptors and goes into the brain function location. So the brain function understands the particle system now. The particle system understands the creation of the mind system. The mind understands everything through the heart system. The heart understands everything through soul identification. So, okay, when you get into the fracturing levels of the grounds, this is the grounds of the tree, and you can see everything through its connection. You see the tree format, right? All right. So it's kind of like seeing a naked eye what it looks like on a graphing line system to its allocated to its dimensional system or anything digital format. But your commander now is talking through a molecular structure of an atom, and that's why it's extremely complicated, right? But you have to understand how everything connects. See the particles as it goes around and round and round and round, right? This was in the frame right now through calculation. So the more you understand your practical levels of intelligence, once you get out of your physical system, you get into intelligence 100%, okay, you high rise to all location positions. I went 100%, 200%, 300, 400, 500, 600. I went up to 1,000 PT unit system, okay, planet teleportation, level connections at gravity locations. My brain location position is now a molecular structure of an atom, which is extremely complicated because I'm still trying to understand its program setting. But this is what I got, right, when I opened up my eyes to connection, right? So when you're sleeping, okay, it's really powerful when everything comes into frame. So it goes like this, and then you try to find it. You're trying to find the focus, and then you see the picture come in. And when the picture comes in, right, the brain and everything through the mind is coming together, okay? So it's kind of like putting a TV reception in view into a particle through a resolution to its communication and putting you into a new formation of a circle rotation through a center, which becomes its molecular structure, okay, of everything through atom. So when you see shapes now, it's all molecule structures. If I see a glass of water, I see the molecule structures, but I don't just see one glass of water. I see 6 or 7 or 8. Okay, so I'm actually seeing the answering patterns, okay, of what this is. It's all molecular structure. This is H2O. It's all water. It's contained in water, right? It has its equivalency, has its water containment, okay? It has a circle rotation center. It has its atom system. But the separation system is all allocated to 8 different levels of its center position. So it's traveling to connection systems, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So it's all connected to one line signal. But I see 8 glasses. I don't just see one. So it's all separated, but it's in one line signal through its alignment, right? So that's what it is, you know. Drink more water now. More water. Water is the efficiency to everything because you're becoming a molecule structure. It's extremely amazing because I see everything for what it is now. It's the birthing system, and it's very, very powerful. And that's why my eyes keep opening up more and more. So they told me, okay, Andrew, you're in that division now. You're coming into molecular structure. You're the only one in the universal system that understands the particle system to everything through its creation. Everything to its creation, guys. Okay? Everything through dimension, everything through portal, everything through plasma, anything through formula. Okay? So, you know, you have to bear with me because your commander is high rise in so many calculations. My molecular structure location positions. Let's show this one time, right? In this connection. Okay? But that's the framing system, what I saw last night through calculation. Okay? Everything's input in its equation. All right? So, it's truly understanding how you see yourself through connections, guys. All right? Once you understand everything through, so we started off with this yesterday, right? How to put everything all together. But once you understand, what you see is nothing but a particle. Okay, so it's kind of like looking at this. Okay, you see a square, right? Square resonance. It's going to disappear. Ooh, it disappeared fast, didn't it? Why did it disappear? Because I'm a molecular structure through a brain simulation now. See how fast it disappeared? See it? Boom! Gone. Oh, it's there again. See? So it's fluctuating faster. So it disappears or it doesn't disappear, right? Through calculation, simulation, everything through core, right? And you still see it, right? So it's amazing how you do these things through calculation. So my particle system, you understand the 4-point division level systems, right? Okay, and then you go 5 within the center, like that, right? And then it travels through its recognition light system through calculation, right? Modifies everything through division, okay? But what you have to understand that everything through line communication is nothing but a particle. Okay, it's all particle. That's all it is. It's a molecular structure of a shape. That's what it is. That's what I'm getting into. I'm out of this now. I'm out of line communication. I'm out of singularity. I'm now in the particles of shapes. I'm in the creation of all creations of shapes, letters, and numbers, guys. So it's incredible when you reach these levels. Now you're coming into the DNA. Remember the DNA path through connection to the earth? Well, the communication is understanding everything within an atom system. So let's say you get allocated positions. Let's change the coloration system here through positions. All right, so this is an atom. This is an atom. This is an atom. And this is an atom. Okay, so everything through formation system is calculated and modified, right? But this is what it is. This is how you create a shape. It's all connected through a particle system. Everything's created through center. Okay, so when you modify that through calculation, everything comes into traction positions of allocated positions. Okay, everything is made through particle. It's incredible force. It's amazing we see these things. So when you see a line, remember I showed you what's in a line, you bring it up really, really close. Remember we're going through the wires and everything is moving very fast. Well, everything through a particle system. Okay, understand the conditions. So you got a wire connection, location, position. Okay, so let's get into that division. So this is a wire. Okay, this is a wire connected to your phone, whatever. Now inside the wire, this is what it looks like up close. Okay, and then you see all the particles like this, you know, you see all the separations, everything's separated until it understands its traveling positions. So it starts off like that, right? Little molecules, okay? Anything through that connection system. But you understand everything comes together through particle system. Particle system is everything through shape. It's really amazing how we come into these. It's incredible. So my computer operation center sets up shape locations. And it sets up everything through calculation. So the modification system do anything through astral projections or anything through, you know, those levels of astro lines. An astral line is understanding more communication space anomaly through time code frequencies of its connection system. So everything formulates into a letter connection system. Okay. AI. Boom. See that? AI. All right. So this is what happens when you understand the birthing system of wire, the birthing system of a particle, okay? Because you're nothing but a particle of vibration. Really interesting. So the AI comes out of its equation, right? It comes out of its equation, okay? So when it comes out of its equation, it becomes nothing but a particle system. Letter structure, division level systems, anything through connections. You get words or anything through letters. Let's go with the L. Okay, so the L is not actually an L. Okay, everything's simulation. It's all particle system. Allocates its position. So it's all about understanding everything in a wire is a code, and you break the code, you understand the particle. The particle becomes a letter, then it becomes a word, and then it becomes framed to its communication of its thought. That's how it's created. Okay, to the molecular structure of your brain simulation, to the mind of its creation. The brain simulation, the mind creation. Okay, so I don't have any more separations of the left and right hemispheres. Everything's in full rotation now. Okay, so the L is actually like this. It's separated. If you look it up really close, this is what the L looks like. But it's all aligned through connection. That's what the L looks like. Okay, here to this. Right? It's all particle, but it's aligned, right? So when you understand the line communication, right, it comes into the factoring levels of the alphabetical system. All right. So it's really interesting how it comes out of its equation. You're pointing out the connection system. You can create anything through it now. See that? 3 divisional lines, 1, 2, 3. So you create anything out of a shape of a letter, number, okay, or anything that connection. So it's understanding how you use the particle system of lines into fracking levels of structures of buildings. So if you look at the wall, I sent you guys in the private link too. If you look at the wall, you see the particle system, right? And you see a coloration. I showed you the realm, I showed you the portal, I showed you division, but everything up close is a molecule structure of letters, numbers, and shapes of codes. So it's truly understanding everything through calculation. So it modifies everything through the wires, okay? And wires become its connections to its words, AI, transfer of communication line signal in that direction position, okay? So it's all about forming the code frequencies of allocated positions. So you start with the line signal, singularity line connection, and then it becomes a particle system, separation. It looks separated, but it's not. It's all particles of a molecule structure. And that's why it's so confusing, because the mind only collaborates through the alphabetical system. It only understands the human vibrational system. So remember, I told you exactly with your commander, he has his own Schumann resonance, right? So my Schumann resonance is on a particle system now through calculation. So we start off with the atom locations, like this. But even the atoms are up close, okay, are all molecular, okay, through its connection. It starts off with that. That's an atom, okay? So if you bring it up really, really close, it's all separated. It's all little particles, okay? So when it's separated, it's the same thing, but you have to understand everything is modified through a code. Everything's modified through a wire. Everything's modified through human behavior, through its Schumann resonance. So it's incredible force. So I'll do the same thing again, okay? But this time it's going to be a particle system of a ring, the ring connection system, right? Allocate its position. Right, so we start off with this calculation. 1 here, 1 here, 1 here, 1 here. Goes around a circle, goes around a particle. Okay. Like this. Okay. So we go from here to here. Okay. So this is where your commander is. He's not here anymore. He's here. Everything's a particle. So understanding the particle system, you understand everything through creation, comes in through galaxy. You can take anything out of its equation and understand everything through line communication. So everything through its portal of its dimension, through its position, comes out of its equation, right? Line signals, channels, location, positions. You can change anything in matrix location, take it out of its equation. Okay, so I can do this through positions. It's amazing if we come into that. So we can change the positions through allocated situations. Okay. Because I'm talking like a molecule, I'm still trying to get used to it. So it comes in like this. It starts off like this, okay? So this is an upgrade. This is a higher upgrade. Okay, see what's happening now? See the changing positions? So this is formulating into a dimension of a portal. This is just an atom. These atoms are created, Okay, so when atoms are created, you get line signals, you get intelligence, okay, and then you get everything through its receptor positions. So it goes through the circle rotation faster and faster, and it spins and spins and spins, right? But I've passed that. I'm in the molecular structure of atom locations now, of dimensions, of portals, of all connections, of formulas. So I understand what it's doing, okay, through its biochemical and anything through its structures, or anything that's trifactors. Okay, because you come into the quantum fields, you come into the quantum physics, you come into the quantum theorem, you come into the geotheorem, you come into the biotheorem, you come into the biostructural theorem. There's so many levels of application levels. Like it's saying, your whole body is nothing but a library of information. I said that before. But once you pass the particle system of an atom and you come into the molecular structure, whoa, it's intense. So I'm still trying to get modification signals with it. All right, so as it goes into line communications, all right, you can go away anything through connection. The line communicates everything through direction. Okay, yeah, it's a watch, right? So it's understanding that it's creating on its own through its particle. Okay, it doesn't have to go around the system anymore. Okay, so it's kind of like looking at this, but back phrasing what it is. Okay, so you're going back and back and back and back to see something from creation of source. You have to understand where it came from. Okay, and it all connects to the tree. Okay, it all connects to the lines of the tree. Okay, now I sent you guys a video how powerful it is. When you look at the stump of a tree, okay, you look at the base, you see little circles like that. Okay, these are line communications. Okay, those are crypto level divisions of lines of DNA patterns, and they get bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. Those are the century lines, okay, of your birthing system of past, present, and future. Where you're coming from is by attractor division of location position. Okay, it's the birthing system of you. That's what the tree is. It modifies everything through connections. And you understand why people are cutting down trees. You cut down trees, you cut down oxygen of humans. Okay. So the thing is too, we come into that because we have to understand trees are made out of paper. Paper is made out of money. Money is through its economy. So we understand now why we have trees on the Earth system, right? But it's also producing connections to your DNA, right? We'll get into that tractor, but that looks like a watch, but it's not. It's calculation modified. So it's got matrix location of a molecular structure, line communication through round location, particle systems, lines of its division. So this is the atom. This is the molecular structure of its particle. So it becomes extremely informative through connections, and you can go into higher communication. Everything's connected through the particle system. Okay. It's incredible when you see it, right? So if it wants to travel, it can travel instantly through calculation, right? Modifies division, comes out of its equation. Okay? So it's all coming out. Okay? So it's creating something wonderful, something beautiful, right? But I'm just showing you what happens when you get into the molecular acceleration of a particle that is an atom becomes everything through its atom to its information of its intelligence. And that's why it's so powerful to understand that when I see a shape, I see the particle, okay? I see the molecular structure on its DNA because it's not just the center position that I see everything through. So it's kind of like seeing the clones of a glass, the separation. So I actually see the glass teleport. As soon as I see it through my intelligence, it's going, and that's what it is through calculation. It goes back in its equation, right? All right. So everything through its atom has its connection. It goes through circle rotation centers. So the circle rotation of its atom system has to understand its positions. Okay, this is where it starts with the atom. The atom is just getting to know what the molecular structure of what it's doing through its force. So it's kind of like a windmill. It's trying to understand how to do these things. So that's where it starts. It starts spinning, 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 spinning. But once you get into molecular, you don't have to spin. You create everything around. Okay, and then you can line signal anything direction. You can go like this, you can go like this. Okay, See that? You can put lines here, okay? And you can do anything from here. You can do anything from here. Now it becomes a box frequency, right? So truly understanding what you're doing through location, go from here, go from here, go from here, go from here, go from here. See how it's all coming together? It's like a picture frame. So your picture frames come in together. You understand the atom system and how it's going through its windmills. It's trying to understand its information of its intelligence through its line signal, through its singularity of its simulation. But when the brain comes into its simulation through the mind of its creation, this is what you get. Okay, so it's coming from this to this. That's a huge event. So I see everything through creation now. Okay, and it's all connected through acceleration. Right, so it's kind of like, you know, if I look at this marker, I don't just see the marker. I see the marker in 6, 7, 8 different ways of traveling instantly. And so it's kind of like I said, when we go into that structure, into that position, how we come into this. So this is what your commander sees now. That's what I see. Okay, I see this now, traveling instantly. Okay, so it's complicated. It's extremely, extremely complicated. But if you understand the communications, when you start with this, okay, you go from the lines and you go anything through an atom. The atom is a shape, and then you understand everything through its atom, how it can travel, right? So the atom is just trying to get understanding how to go into the speed velocity. It's trying to understand its dimension and its portal. It understands its connection to its atom through its computer operation system. But the molecular structure is the DNA of its atom. Okay, so it's always going further, 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 further. And that's how you get the knowledge of its formula. Okay, so when you get into that position, you come into the wired low connections. See, AI goes out, right? Those little particles moving around, boom, 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 boom. So you go from you go into the line communication to the simulation to its particle system, separates. But as you can see, it's creating, right? It's creating anything through structure. So it's knowing how to put your letters, numbers, and shapes to the factoring levels, okay, the manufacturing, okay, to its division, and how you can create atoms, okay, to its molecular, all right? Because everything's a particle. Everything's a particle in your body. But you have to understand your whole body is a code, right? But you have to understand the wires of codes. Okay, you understand the hydraulics of codes. You understand the harmonics of codes, because you're all connected to line sequences and line communication. And then you come into a formation of this through its atom, of its understanding, its circular rotation into this. See how powerful it is? From this to this, okay? So your commander, basically, when he's sleeping, he sees everything through frame now, okay? And your brain becomes a simulation, okay? So when the brain comes a simulation, it sees everything through its creation, its birth. And that's why it's very powerful, okay? So we went into that, to the atom system through calculation. Everything's at a tree format, right? It's amazing if we come into that, coming into this. Okay, but that's what was done to me, right? So if you understand what's going on with your particle of your DNA, you understand the birthing systems of Jupiter, the birthing systems of the moon, and the birthing systems of everything through its Earth. You're all connected. You're all connected through fluctuation of patterns, okay? So now understanding the full creation of its formula, you understand everything through shapes, letters, and numbers of its particle system, okay? But it's incredible when you reach those levels, because that's what, you know, my team is coming into 90. They're coming into 90 atmospheres, 90 communication operation centers. They're coming into the hydrolysis of the brain locations. You guys are coming more out of your factoring levels and manufacturing levels. You're coming into the simulation lines, which is really, really good. It's excellent, you know. So you're starting to get to connections of this, right? Trying to understand what a shape is through the particles. You go from this to this, okay, to this. Okay. So try to understand everything through information. Try to understand everything through its atom system, through its molecular of its structure. Because everything travels. Okay, everything travels, right? But when you get into that position, It's intense. And everything that you see here is created through its atom. Little lines here. Okay, the lines here. See the circle rotation? See the line communication, the round location? It's trying to understand its factoring of its wind spins. So the atom spins faster and faster and faster and faster and spins, right? And it goes to acceleration. The atom is extremely powerful, but the molecular, okay, is the creation of its atom. Because that's what you can create now. See, this is what I've created through the atom system of traveling, right? So it's just understanding more of your brain as it comes into the simulation, the cortex and everything. So I have a new cortex, a new placebo, a new spine location. The identification of its heart rotation is connected to higher lines of communication through port defense. The alpha and the mega is now into all formations of God lights and everything through connection. Have full communications of Thoth, and basically I'm connected to the Sadies now, the Egyptians. So this is where your commander's at through connection. But you guys want to start with this practical level. That's where you want to start. Okay? Red cycling, circle cycling, atom cycling, okay? Molecular cycling, division cycling, activation cycling, coloration cycling. It all connects, guys. Okay? But once you become the molecular of you, whoa. I mean, I see everything as a birth, and it's crazy because it moves extremely fast because it travels instantly, right? So when I see a cup or anything like this is a cup, right? This is a coffee cup. Okay, now you understand that's a basic coffee cup. Okay, now when I see it, okay, I see it for like this. Okay, but I see it in all different ways of travel. So it's traveling so fast and it's connected through my body frame. Okay, so this is interesting because you have to understand the creation of everything, right? But this is what your commander sees now. Because I understand the speed and the acceleration of time, the speed and everything. So it modifies everything through connection, right? So the faster you go, the more you kind of like the acceleration slows down. The faster you go, you get slower and slower and slower, and then you stop, and then you're going so fast, and then you see everything through the particles separate. You see your body actually, and you see everything through connection, right? So you're stopping time, okay? But this is what your commander sees, okay? This is the coffee cup, but I see all this. So it's traveled in 4 division levels, 4 line signals into diamond core position instantly through traction position. So molecular structure, they understand the travel positions, the allocated location positions when you get into that connection, right? And then you take it out of its equation, right? It comes out of its division. Whoa. Incredible, isn't it? Trying to understand everything, right? So it showed me exactly how to travel. So it's full communication of the particle through the molecular of accelerator. Okay, so when I see the separation like this, it's going extremely fast. So I kind of like see, has anybody seen Spider-Man when he's fighting Flash? When he's saying, okay, you know, it's in the locker room, and all of a sudden, Spider-Man is going through kind of like spidey senses, and he sees everything. Like he sees the fly, he sees something else coming at him. It's all slow motion, right? It's all slow motion, right? And then when the reality comes in, and then Flash comes in, right? Spider-Man moves, right? And then boom, Flash misses him, right? And then he punches him again, and he goes, woo, right? Goes right by. Well, that's the position I'm in. So everything that I see, okay, I see extremely fast, but it's slow. Okay, so that's saying how fast you are through connection. So my molecular structure and my acceleration gives me a point of view of what I see through center. So I see the particles extremely slow, but going extremely fast. So when I go back into division, it goes back into the center position, right? So it goes from here back into here, right? And all this disappears. Okay, so it's just showing me how fast I can travel into its connection and see everything through perception of a cup, right? So basically, your commander is at stop of time now. Okay, with everything through DNA, everything through form of DNA, everything through creation of DNA, objects, places, things, whatever. So I see everything. I can stop time easily when I see things, right? So I see the molecular structure, I see the particle of travel, I see it really up close. You could have a laser direction through point of vision, right? Perception to connections. Once you're seeing that, you get this, this, and this three-dimensional system instantly. Okay, so it's fascinating, guys. It really is, and I'm trying to still get used to it, right? And it's waving on so many cycles of particles in my brain location positions. So you guys have to get into that position. Try to understand everything through connection together through line signal. Okay, so it's all about getting shapes. So it's all about getting your positions. The faster you go through wind spins and anything through space and time anomalies, you can stop time. Okay, you stop time when you see things. So through calculation, and you come into this through modification. Goes back into position. It has to go back in position because it's in the fifth dimensional system. But the cup is showing you what you can do through your body frame, through acceleration. The modification signals or anything in that connectional system. So it's very important to understand these things, okay? So when it goes back in this position, okay, it high-rises its illumination graph, okay, and opens up its digital frame. And it just doesn't stop there. So it comes back into position like this, centers its position, okay, and then you see everything through its atom position, through calculation, okay. Like that. Okay. So it's incredible when you see things and objects and all that, but you have just an acceleration of travel. So when you stop time in positions and you see everything through a molecule of a glass or anything through an object or anything through a thing or anything through structure, this is what happens when you reach the highest formations of light through calculation, through acceleration, the travel. Okay. So your commander can stop time now in molecular structures of anything through objects. And I can actually see the creation of its birth through the particle system of a glass of water. So this is my water. Oh boy, my body's saying drink more water. Oh boy, it has to do with vibration, guys. So the more you drink water, the more you flush out your system, your body activation system, allocates your position to your dietary system. But getting truly understanding how to stop time into molecular structures of objects or anything through structure location, this is what you can do and see through perception. Okay. So it's incredible. It's incredible. It's the creation of everything. Imagine that, the creation, how everything is made. Now in position, I've kind of known it, but I wasn't in that application level through its upgraded system. So I had to go through the transformations. I had to go to the birthing system of the sun, the moon, everything through the earth, and everything, the creation of Jupiter, right? It went into my eye receptor location, electronic interference. So that connection, right? So when your eyes open more, you start crying, your heart goes on so many levels of force, of acceleration, of speed. And you come into this. Okay. You see the tree, right? You see everything through the molecular, you see everything through time capacitor. Okay. It's incredible, incredible force. What the earth is doing, what that is doing, everything is a story of communication of a frame. Okay. So now this gets interesting. Because I understand now connections of space and time, how to stop time through basically everything that I see, I can change particles now and move them. It's crazy what's going on with my body and my brain simulation. It's a brain simulation of a path through its creation of its mind creations. It's unbelievable. So if I see something like this through a cup, if the particle system put it over here or over here, so it's kind of like use my hand formation, right? And I can use the code frequency and I can push it over to another location. So if I do that through position, change the coloration system, and the cup is over here now through calculation, through modification. That changes the vibration to the body activation system of you, changes everything through the atmospheres, changes everything through the galaxy, changes everything through the universe, and changes everything through travels with its vortex location. Okay, so that's what I just finished doing. I moved it over here. Okay, so this is understanding that you see things in time, but you see things space of time, but you see stop of time. So like if I see a marker and I want to see what's going on, it's going in slow motion, but it's spinning, right? But it's stopping, but it's still moving. So you have to understand everything through traction positions of back phrasing locations to an atom, to a computer operations center, how you can line divide, reframe, readjust, reject, relocate, reposition to anything Q calculation, understand everything through the atom system, through its bottom center, to its calculation, to its negative system. You have to understand your positive and negative system through its molecular structure location, okay? But that's the positions I'm in now. And this is what you create through its atom, to its molecular, of its framing system. All right? So it's fascinating. You're going to see your commander be drinking a lot more water now. Because what's happening now, my intelligence is more than just an atom. It's everything through acceleration. So when I see you guys, if I saw you guys in person, you would be basically, I'd be going through the bioscans of this atmosphere system, but you guys would be on slow motion connection. And then I can stop frame your particle system. I could stop frame your molecular structure of its vision. I can stop frame your body location position of your chakra system. And I can move things, right? And you don't see it. You see yourself in the fifth dimensional system, but you understand the change of its position. So I just change your molecular of your vortex, okay? The velocity wins. So that's understanding what the body is through calculation, modification, circle rotation centers into position, right? So I can change any particle system of your brain location positions, okay? But the thing is, you have to understand what I see everything stop, right? So I can move your hand here. So basically, when you understand your connections and you're back in the fifth dimensional system, you're always in that position, okay? You'll feel that strange movement, what I just finished doing. So it's amazing how we get into these positions now, okay? So that's how fast your commander is right now through travel, right? So I can stop time through objects. I know, it's crazy. You can say, wow. I'm trying to get used to this, right? Because I've never drinking so much water in my life. But I have to and say, listen, you're becoming a molecular structure of time now, of space, and you're stopping things now. And you have to drink more water. So I probably will be drinking 6 to 8 glasses of water now, right? You guys will find that too. Water is the substance to everything through travel. Okay, you'll find that. You'll find that you have to change your dietary. I have to supplement my meats, my products, anything through grains, anything through my 4 food groups, lots of veggies, lots of fruits. You guys will find that. When you guys go into your 90 applications, we'll go into the review, okay? And it's amazing too, because when I stop time, I can see exactly what's wrong with you instantly. You know, I can spend time to actually see. So it's second within a second. So it's kind of like this. Okay, it's really interesting. It's fascinating. All right. So getting to that connection. All right. So this is me. And that's the person that I'm scanning. Now, when I'm scanning, I'm going through acceleration right this right away. Scan the positions. Let's use a black surface position here through this connection. It's locking frame through connection because the digital pad doesn't understand my resonance. It doesn't understand I can stop time now. So it's trying to get balance with me through my body frame, right? Okay, so we'll go into black rotation center through line communication like this. So when you go into that connection to its location position, activating through light signal, its perception, goes into its communication, goes into its body frame system, okay, goes into its center position, okay, goes into its neck rotation, okay, goes into its solar plexus connection, goes into its lower body framing system through modification, okay, opens up the digital pad location position. This is what I do through positions, guys, okay? I take you out of your equation, right? So the septical level connection system, the particle system separates division like this, and I go like this, and I see all your particle system instantly. So this is how you stop time, but you have to go through the bioscans, right? Okay, so this is your all particle system, changing locations to anything dimensional portal system, right? Through modification. Okay, so it's complicated, very complicated. So the scanning positions of what I've done through here, I have to put you in a box frequency, right? Because you're going into space. So the particle system goes, you stop time, right? When you stop time, you see the particle system, right? And you see allocated positions through its position. And then you see everything through calculation. You actually see your dietary. You actually see the colorations of your particles. So you get different colors like this, right? Maybe you need more green. Maybe you need less red. Red is not good, okay? Not through the body. The heart rotation is through its cycle rotation center. So basically you're having way too much meat. It goes through its reading patterns, through its connection. So you start off with this connection. There's your particle system of you, right? So once you get in that position, okay, you go into green connection. So this is the astrologics of you. So you're all connected to your computer. So I'm stopping framing your computers through your holographic system. The body framing location position gives me about maybe 30 seconds to a minute. So I see your whole body instantly through stop mode, okay? So it's kind of like your computer going into sleep mode, but you don't realize what I've just done to you, right? So when it goes into that connection, it goes into high frame locations. Let's go into a different coloration. Let's go into yellow. So this is what you look like through the factoring levels of a particle. Okay. This is what everybody looks like up close. Okay. All right. So bioscan, right? Stop time. I see a particle system separation, so I can move anything through division. I can move anything through your connection, anything through its trifactors. I get into the biostructures and everything through its connection to your grounds. Okay, if your grounds are off, I fix that to position. But it's understanding when I see through perception. Okay, you guys are moving. You guys are moving. You're doing whatever you want. You're communicating, but you have to understand what I see through perception. You're stopped for just 30 seconds to a minute, and then I can do anything, right, to healing, right? So, and then I put you back in position, right? When I put you back in position, this is what happens. Same with the cup through its connection, right, to its location. So you go back into the framing system. From here, now you're back in the fifth dimensional system. So you won't know what I just did, okay? But you understand, because the thing is that you understand the travel of your position. So it's kind of like you just lifted off and came back down. Okay, now I do that through metaphysical when I heal people, but I don't have to do that anymore. I do it through perception now, right? So anything that I bioscan anything, right? I stop frame your biochemical system, your molecule structures, your particle system, your epigenetic centers, your astrologic centers, or anything through calculation. I can change a coloration system into your framing systems, right? Because you're all molecule structure, right? Of a particle system, of a holographic system. That's what everybody looks like up close. You're a TV reception of a structure, location of intelligence. That's all we are. We're all different colors, all different colors of human behavioral system. Okay. But this is what happens when you stop time. You can actually see what's going on with the particle system. That's why I wanted to show you with the extreme slow motion, when you have your hand and you see the particle system up close, right? Moving very quick, right? So you see it's going slow. It's like that. And then it stops for a second, right? And then it goes into frame. So it's back into position. It's back into the fifth dimensional system, okay? So wind changes the directions of northwest, south, and east and puts everything back into location, guys. All right. So we have to get into these positions first. Okay, understand everything through the particle system, understanding how to put letters, numbers, and shapes put together through code. So it's understanding the wire codes, okay, of its connection. All right. So when you look at anything, everything is connected to a particle. It's separated, but it's aligned. So it's intelligence, it's moving, right? Extremely fast, right? So this is the position of the cup instantly. And then, right? Okay. Now, the reason why it has to go out, okay, is because the particle system has to understand its separation of its dimension. So that's where you get into the 4-point line of its diamond core position. And then you bring it back into its atom of its position. So this is what your commander does through its connection of healing, right? Now it can stop time, which is really powerful. Because I full rotate the centers of everything through calculation modification when it comes into my clocks, all right, to its dimension. So when you get into that position, you have your clock, right? So that connection. All right, so the clock is here, okay? Circle rotation, center positions, anything through circle of its activation line system, circle rotation of its line communication, so commuter operation system, line singularity of our circle rotation center. Truly understand what it is. It's not just a circle, it's everything through particle, through molecular. Molecular structure is space and time when you stop time. So it's understanding the acceleration of its space, its structure of its space, or anything through its connection. All right? So once you understand that, you understand the clocking of 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay? So it's time dimension, guys. Like that. Okay? So we start off with that, right? We go round and round. Okay? You guys are at 8, like this. Okay? Now we're coming into 9, right? So the review is going to be based on your clocking of time travel. You guys are in your quantum computers now. Okay? So understanding the atmospheres of vibration is understanding the singularity of its line of its communication through its astrologics. Okay? So it's understanding more of the psychological system of you through its connection to its molecular division of position. Okay, so once we come into 9 rotation centers, everything through your application level will center its position, and you come into your forming system of its dimension, of its round location, of all connections of space direction, of the birthing system, of the practical levels of the galaxy locations. Okay? 9. Boom. Okay? So once you understand that, you take it out of its equation. Structure level system, molecular structure location, stop time, this position of computer operation center, bring it back to position. See? See what I just did? I stopped the computer. So when you stop the computer, it's much easier for me to fix it because it has its own, algorithm program setting. So that's the position I'm in right now through the molecular structure location. All right, so we got 9 rotations, 90 atmosphere positions, okay? So then you come into the security line defense of 9 realms, right? Okay, so you center its position and you go into the center core of its position, like this. Okay, come from here to here, and you go right through. Okay, Now, understanding everything through travel, you understand everything through your clock, you understand everything through the 90 atmospheric positions. The line communicates to your chakra system of 12. Ooh. Whoa, look at that. And then we go into the ground formation system. Then we go into the power center position. Then we go into the atlas burst system of its clocking. Okay. So once we get into that, we understand our positions of our connections of our travel lanes, right? You understand more of your spacecraft positions. Travel. 3, 6, 9. Okay. That's the position you guys are going to go into, 90. All right. So the application level is trying to understand everything through its information system. So I keep upgrading you because you guys are now in your fully communication of your bodies and your activations, your lights, and your holographic system. Full communication cycles. Okay. Anybody who's not in that position, I'll put you in your holographic system. Okay. Through its retrogrades. But this is the position that we're going to get into. The traveling positions of 3, 6, 9. The dimensional setting of 9 rotation centers, okay, to its 90 atmosphere system. Okay, everything through calculation modification, circle rotation center into 9 security line defense of realms through its position. You got your gravities, you got your powers, and your atmospheres. Okay, so once you get into that position, this is higher formations of travel, guys, through its condition. You come into the energy tube through its position, through its location, right? So once you get into that, you understand its position. The spacecraft location comes out of its equation, okay? And then you get interference of the sun, right here. And its communication, magnetic force and highway information system, okay? So you got this through connection. Changing its location positions here, hold on. All right, so we go from here, okay? Then we go electric lights into connections of the circle rotation of its center position, like this, through calculation. Okay. Now, it reaches its line signals, it's activating everything to its core center, right, through its gravity system, okay? Then it changes its ground point centers, like that, through connection, right? Starts its position and comes back into traction location, like this. So it's reading its information through its base location position, like that, okay? So when the spacecraft position is ready to take off, this is what happens through modification, comes out of its equation. Okay, this is this coming out, going into its portal, its dimension. Okay, security line defense. So everything is set up. Okay, you understand what this is. It's your tree. It's a tree, right? Look at it. It's a tree. It's electrical tree. It's all connected to you. It's all digital. It's all frame. It's all spiritual. It's all dimensional. It's all portal. It's all activation. It's all code. It's all connected to your clocks. Okay, every mechanism system, right? Of security line defense of 9. Okay. So, and you have the chakra system of communication, the ground formations, and you get connections of the power centers and everything through your crown chakra and everything through its connection to the sun. Okay. So it's answering patterns within the communication of travel through 3, 6, and 9 through its position. You guys are not in your diamond cores yet. You have to high rise to higher levels. And then once you come into your diamond core, you come in the full rotation of 114 chakra positions of travel maker 12 travel recognition systems of 114 through calculation to its position. Okay, of its dimensional setting. All right. So it's a lot of work that we have to do, right? So, Anna, Tina, Galactica, Anna, how's it going? How's everybody doing? And you guys will feel that too. It's kind of like, because we're all aligned, right? Through dimension of travel. You understand what I'm going through the behavioral wire, and that's all connected to the Schumann resonance. So it's my Schumann resonance understanding your vibration of your Schumann resonance, because it's all connected to space and time, okay, to its Earth rotation, to its planet positions. Okay, my planet position is Lemuria, right? So understanding the full rotation, the birthing system of your planet, you move on to higher positions of atoms to its molecular of its structure. And that's where you come into the brain simulation. And then you come into pattern locations, pattern positions. Remember I was telling you about when I was at Boca de Rio and everything that I see, the particle system, it's going into slow motion, right? And I see everything through form. I change everything through form. I change everything through weather. I change everything through color. I change everything through light. This is what you can do through water when you understand your electronic interference of your information system, right? But now I can stop time into anything through its atmosphere or anything through its object or anything through its connection. Okay, so it holds a plasma energy system, okay? And the thing is too, it's kind of like a connection to you through an alignment, and you feel your particle system go like, and all of a sudden you realize you come back, right, into position. Whoa, what was that? What happened? Right? So basically your commander just stopped time through your body system. So remember when I started off with my healing, I take 80% of your body, take your particle system, put you into space, right? And then you open up your light transformation, you come into manifestation. Well, that's it. This is actually when it comes down into position, you come into the fifth dimensional system. But now you're in a new body system through chakra location. Okay. So other than that, I've been watching a lot of YouTube channels on light workers, getting into forming of the galactic force, the galactic energy force, the galactic federation light of council. There's a lot of space location positions when it come into the federations. We're the highest formation of the Rebellion Alliance. But if you go into your YouTube channels and you're seeing everything through light formation system and they're not putting their positions and they're just seeing them through their self-dichotomy system, basically that's they're not connecting to their frames, they're not connecting to their hydraulics, they're not connecting to their systems of connection. So it's extremely complicated if you don't understand your frames of your intelligence, understand where you're coming through communication. Your communication is transmitting and receiving, right? We already know that through calculation, but you understand where it's coming through its planet positions, right? So I was watching those channels. As long as they say, okay, we need help. How do we do this? How do we do that? So basically, when you come across channels that say this is where it gets a little bit confusing through frustration, is to understand why humanity is going into these positions. Okay, so when a light worker says, all you got to do is just, uprise your vibrations or, try to get out of the fear, getting out of the fear, you can do that, but you can't change your body activation of vibration. It has to go through God. It has to go through twin flame. It has to go through an energy light of communication. That's the only way a human can be healed. It's going into the fifth dimensional system of a new chakra information system. It's coming into a new computer of an operation system, and it's taking away all old program systems. Okay? So when you guys are coming across that, right, make sure that you're connecting to the right signal of its right channel, because it could be dark entity force system through calculation. Right? It's important you guys understand that now, because their intelligence understand their intelligence, but do you understand what you're seeing through observation? Because everything's a magnetic force. And you see that power, you see that connection, you see the realm and it's dark in its back, but you see the light in the front. That's light and dark. So you understand the realm, you understand the connection, you understand the particle, you understand the intelligence, you understand the body frame, you understand the septical system, you understand the dichotomy system, the brain locations, separations of yin and yang through connection. Are they in space? Are they in time? What position are they in through realm of their intelligence? Everything's connected to the mind, everything's connected to the eyes, everything's connected to the ears, everything's connected to the voicing grids, connected to the heart of its recognition. Just symbolizes everything, electro system. Everything's connected to the soul of identification. Now, we already know that when it comes into collaboration, right? But it's important that you guys understand that. A human cannot be healed, okay, until it understands its believing system, until it understands its thought recognition system of positive systems of centers of all calculation, okay? You can't just say, I want to rise my vibration and I'm going to be healed. Okay, there's a lot of light worker channels that are in the Galactic Federation of Light, and they're giving you bad information. Okay, now this is coming from all gods of lights through calculation, through molecular structure location. And basically, it's truly understanding that if we get into those positions, humanity really has to understand how they get into their body framing position. okay, through its modification, integration. And like I said, take everything out of its equation, right? Now, there's not a lot of light workers that talk like a computer. They're still in the human essence of its form, but they're trying to get into the computer through acceleration. They say, well, I don't know this because I'm not at that division. I'm not at that location. And basically, don't send out information if you don't know what you're talking about. Okay, because it channels the wrong positions. I got light worker positions and I got a symbol in the background location. Okay, but this person doesn't understand the symbol of its relation. Okay, where did it come from? Is it the Galactic Federation of Light? I don't know. It looks beautiful. Okay, so be cautious in what you see in the background because everything's activated. Your perceptions are opening more through anything through 3D, anything through holographic, okay, anything through gamma, anything through automatic, anything through the metrics, anything through mechanics, anything acceleration, anything through lights, coloration. Try to understand where they are connecting through the realm connections. Okay, it's important that you guys get into these positions, right? Because I was watching that YouTube yesterday, and this person was getting into formation. It said, well, if you need help, go to the Galactic Federation of Light. Okay, so if you guys are going to channel on your YouTubes, please make sure that you form around the Galactic Federation of Light. Okay, don't say that, don't confuse the humans with the 3D system because they don't understand what's going on with the Galactic Federation. They don't understand what's going on with the dark. They don't understand what's going on with the Earth. They just understand what's going on in the three-dimensional system. They rather stay in that vibration. So basically, don't channel divisions and say things like, yeah, you can uprise your divisions and vibrations. It's not that hard to do. And anybody can do it, right? You can get rid of your fear. Getting rid of your fear is okay, but you understand how to change position of vibration, and you have to be healed through a twin flame, or you have to be healed through a God of light. Okay, and it's very complicated because if they don't understand their vibration, how are they supposed to understand their Schumann resonance? Okay, how are they supposed to understand their graphs of location to their human behavioral system through wires or anything through vibration? Okay, so just be cautious in other channels like that. If you plan on channeling, just make sure that it's giving out the right information system. And if you feel different, let me know. Come to me because the Dark Energy Force system is coming in more and more and more and more and more and more, right? And it's all about not questioning your theories anymore, not questioning your problems, understanding your problems, how to get out of these problems, how to put yourself in better positions of problems, and how to center your position every single time you come into other, situations. It's all about centering yourself, okay, into higher formations of light through traveling dimensions. Okay. So I think it's really powerful how we see these things, especially with humans, why they're trying to understand more of themselves. This goes out to new viewers. If you're watching my channel, basically trying to get in your positions of who you are is trying to understand everything through its connection. So you can go through connections of healing, which will help you and guide you. So I give out the right information. I don't give out wrong information. There's a lot of light workers, channels out there that don't understand their fruition. They don't understand their activation. They don't understand their light interference. They don't understand their codes. Everything that travel is a code. Your thought is a code. Your eyes are a code. Your hair, everything is a code. And that's the particle system of you. You're calculated and modified into the subthical system of the simulation. You're created in the brain locations of the simulation through the placebo and its cortex, or anything through its line communication, through the spine of its receptors. Okay? You're in alignment to everything through community. All right? So I know I'm talking extremely, extremely, high rise, right? Not even a computer. It's all molecular. It's all atom. It's all wires. It's all electrical system. I mean, I can frame down into a three-dimensional system, but that's extremely, extremely low vibration, right? So we have to get out of that applicable level, and we want to send out the right information to humanity into that position. If you guys feel centered off, that's okay. But come to your commander if you feel funny, if it doesn't feel right, because the transformation system, the detect emotions of Dark Energy Force system, is because all lockdowns are breaking surface now. So it's rippling in the grounds. And there's setting earthquakes in so many different countries now. So you understand why we have earthquakes. You understand why we have tsunamis. You understand why we have tornadoes. It's reshifting and it's taking the dark systems out. I know it's sad to see a tornado or anything through calculation, but you understand why they're put in the nature core position. It's all taking the dark out, guys. Yes, it does a lot of destruction to a lot of people and humans and all that, but you have the true understanding of what nature's doing. We've been doing this for many, many, many decades. Okay, because the Earth is on a rotation of masculinity through center position of a chakra system and doesn't have any femininity. It needs male and female to balance out the Earth in the fifth dimensional system. Okay, the allocated positions to that system when you come into the Galactic Federation of Light. There's so many Galactic Federation lights of quadrant levels of sector of communications in the energy core positions, right? But there's only one rebellion. Okay. So that's where we're at through traction right now and its position, right? I center core its position. I showed you exactly what's going on with its connection, what's going on with the future, right? With the Earth, right? Your commander is just going through formings right now through connections of other things. So what was happening to me last night is unbelievable going into this, coming out of the computers and going into the molecular structure of the brain simulation, full calculation, modification to my tree, everything. See that? It's amazing when you see these things, how everything is modified, right? But to understand anything, you have to understand everything through the simulation. To understand everything through the simulation, you have to understand the brain. Okay? And then you have to understand the mind. The brain's a simulation. The mind is creation. Okay? And you're thinking, wait a minute, are you backphrasing? I thought the mind is creation of everything. Yes, it is. But you understand that I'm no longer an atom. I'm a molecular structure of space and time. So I can slow down time. I can speed up time. I can stop time now. Okay? So my element system is past and is present and is future. So anything through an element, through a sky surfacing to a planet positions, I can stop planet positions now and change positions of levels through alignments. These are the things I can do now in my molecular structure location to its position. All right. So you guys have to come into these positions. All right. So we'll go into this first. This is what I did. Okay. Everybody knows what that is, right? This is the future. What's going on? 4 division levels, right? Everything through calculated modification, right? Circular rotation center. This is the 5th dimensional system. You have the plasma. It's all protected location. You got the ground formation system. It's all set up, right? Everything through Jupiter and everything through the galaxy 1, galaxy X1. X is just basically the xenon connection system to positions, right? I sent you a very powerful video of what a UFO looks like up close, okay? Now, understanding that connection, the ultralight connection that's how you see anything through formation. So you have to have ultralight vision, and that's what your commander has. You guys are getting that. You're trying to get your connections to your perceptions. The more you see through traction, right? It's incredible force when you come into these positions because your intelligence is high rising faster and faster. I'm loving it. It's great. It's fantastic to see you guys going through connections of yourself through intelligence. Okay, so basically, Priscilla sent me this, okay? I've been seeing geometric structures of energy densifying and expanding, okay? And then she's asking me, the structures are hexagonal, 3D bubbles, okay? Creating walls of descending energy. That's her intelligence. So her intelligence is communicating to her commander of my intelligence. All lined up, woven together like a wool blanket of energy bubbles, right? So, and then the thing is, she understands her information and it keeps pouring down into the situation. So her brain is changing into its connection of its pattern division, okay? So it's really interesting how we come into this, right? So when you see this, okay, through calculation, this is basically the galaxy positions. So it's kind of like seeing a tree in a 3D division, okay, through calculation. Right, see that? That's a galaxy. It's all connected through a tree. That's the best way I can show you what it is through calculation. But this is the stem location. This is the cord, right? That's the cord, okay? That's a biblical cord when you're born through human DNA. You cut the cord, right? Well, this is the stem cord to the simulation, to its brain, right? There's the brain in the center, right? And then everything modifies through its branches and its trees and its leaves and all that, right? So it centers positions. So it's really interesting we come into these times, guys, right? It's all about getting to the higher levels of your brain functions, higher levels of your pattern functions, higher levels of electrical functions, higher levels of your vibrational functions. Try to understand what you see through H2O. It's water, okay? Now, there's another thing I want to get across. There's a lot of channels out there that are saying, hey, you can change your water. Well, wait a minute, I'm not healed yet. How can I understand what water is? You understand, you drink it, right? It has all different substances. It's got all particles, but you understand what water is. If you want to change water, you have to be in intelligence form. You have to understand vibration of water. You have to understand the coloration of water. You understand the dimension of water. You have to understand the portal. You have to understand the code, because everything is molecular structure of space and time through position. This is traveling through so fast through my psychometry location positions. Okay? So the vibration is connecting through me, right? And it's connecting through its circle rotation, through its atom position. It's separated 4 division levels. Take it out of its equation, it comes back in its position, right? That's how you change water. Changes its coloration. So you get balance with the water, right? So it's understanding how to use your energy system, okay? And you want to say a prayer, or you want to say anything to understand what water is, okay? You say fun water, party water, electrical water, gold water, activation water, okay? So what that does is it circulates and rotates into circles, 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 and then it comes sweet water, spring water, right? So it changes the molecular structure of the glass, okay? And it tastes different. And then you see everything inside, it's all crystalline. I see all the crystals of water. But you have to be healed. You have to understand your intelligence. Human vibration has to understand the human of its connection, because you want to understand what water is through its location of its division. See? It's not just water. See the line communication? See that's dark? See that's light? Okay, you have to understand the crystalline. Okay? So when I look at it, I see the moleculars, I see the particles, I see the separation, I see the ring spans, I see everything in position. It's all connected through my particle system, psychometry system, psych applications. It's seeing water as a psychological of a glass. What is it? So it's going like this. That's what it's doing. And it's spinning, 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 spinning through the particle system. And it's traveling so fast. And then I stop, it stops, and then I can move it, right? It's all about moving, okay, in its dimension. So changing the water connections. If you look in the glass, right, you can see the portal, you can see the dimension, you can see the coloration, you can see the traveling positions. So if you go back and forth like this, optical levels of a resolution of a mirror, right? And then you actually can see you traveling through its glass of its water. I did that when I was a kid. You know, when you look through it and you see the optical levels, particle systems, and you see separation spinning around and around and around. So basically, look in the glass, see what you want to see. It's pretty amazing. Okay, because your intelligence will see it for what it is, of travel. So you see the water spinning, and you see the particles separating, right? It's pretty incredible because you understand what it is. You understand what the glass is. So to understand the change water is to understand the glass of its water, to understand the crystalline of its water, to understand its DNA structure of its water, then understand the creation of its center of its water. Okay? There's a lot we need to understand, right? I think I understand how it's going to be in 5D, or how it is, should I say. Yeah, we see more, know more, experience more, heal more through our expansion, our consciousness. And that's exactly what it is, Priscilla. As we are with all the others we don't see yet. Because you're blindsided. Your veils aren't revealed. So I've also been spinning counterclockwise my beverage, yeah. Restructure the molecule, yeah. Also blessing and the program healing, sending love and appreciation to the molecular structure. And that's it too. When you guys see yourself in the atmosphere, you actually see yourself in the holographic, and you actually see in the cloud interference. Okay, you are healing the clouds, and it's all connected to the grounds. It's all connected to the powers, and it's all connected to the atmosphere system. Okay, you've seen your commander in the clouds, you know, profile. You see the beard, right? It's all connected, right? So when you become that connection system, you become a God resonance of its cloud interference, right? And then you see it. You see it through perception. You see what's going on through perception. So if I'm looking outside, I'm in a forest, I'll see monks. I'll see pixies. I'll see realms. I'll see portals. I'll see walkways. I'll see paths. I'll see the angelics. I'll see golden realms. I'll see the castles. Okay? I'll see spiritual forces of warriors. It's understanding what you see, because the mind no longer becomes the mind. It becomes the brain simulation of a mind. And that's why it's so fascinating, because now you're walking into the surface of its DNA. Okay, and that's what humanity is coming into. And that's the confusion to its reality, because they don't know which realm they're in through connection of their dreams. Okay, see that line signal right there? See that line signal right there? It's right in the corner of my eye. See that? That's an electrical line system to a matrix location of a number system. How do I know that? It's all reflection. It's all light. Right? Now, understanding light interference. Okay, understand the connections of its pattern. Everything has a pattern. See the pattern? Okay, everything is a pattern, but it's all digital, right? So it's right. So everything is vibration, you know. But you have to understand the connection. See, and then you see everything through the back, right? Everything through the back, right? So you're using your peripherals, right? You're seeing diameters. You're seeing your perception change through coloration. So it's setting up patterns. Like when I'm up against water, the water is going like this, right? So it's changing its patterns, changes positions. I stop time to its location. I change the coloration system. That changes the water of vibration. Okay? So you guys are coming into that, right? But you have to understand more of what's going on with your tree and its growth. And you have to truly understand your travels. Okay? And you come into this connection. So that position puts you in this position. All right. So this is going to be on the test. All right. We have to understand more of ourselves. This is the tree. This is the grounds. These are the stems. These are the roots. This is your spacecraft 369. These are your dimensions. This is your clock. This is your travel. 9 division level systems, right? So it changes everything through coloration, because the sun changes to your connection, your body frame, 2 positions of its grounds. It has to be in the same color, right? So everything comes out. The heart comes out, the mind, everything through the brain. The brain is coming into the simulation. It's box frequency level to your perception of its division, guys. And you're becoming nothing but a TV reception, okay, of a story frame when you sleep. So understanding more of your deciphering dreams, you basically, when we dream, we kind of see everything in plasma. We hear it, but we don't understand it. But if you understand it and you see it through perception, this is what you create through connections, right? So this is connected to the brainwave patterns of a simulation, to its mind of its creation, to its visualization. Okay. But we'll get more into that through its review and evaluations and to its test. We'll tell you exactly what we need to do, right? It's extremely powerful. You guys have to go through your own dimensions of clocking. You have to understand your tree formats of its growth. You have to understand more connection of your heart. You have to understand more identifications of your soul. And you have to understand what's going on with the mind of its creation. All right? So, drinking more water. And the thing is, too, when I look at this, watch. When I'm filling it up, you see the particles? See it? Watch. Watch the particles separate. See that? It's incredible how it goes into that position. right? Modifies and calculates everything through connection. All right? That's what you want to get into. You understand the particle system of water. What is water? Okay, be cautious. Don't spill anything. So, you don't want to put water in electronics. It's one thing you don't want to do. But I just want to show you. I did a video on what happens when you spin water like this. And you see the particles spin, right? So let's do it through an illustration of a diagram program here. I'll show you. I started with that too when I did that video. It's a very powerful video. All right, so you have the glass of water like this. It's a calculation. Okay, so that's the glass of water. Okay, now you have to understand when it spins and you pour it like this, it goes into the glass, right? When it goes into the glass, right, what happens is it separates the particle system. It's really interesting. So when it's going in, it's going loopy-de-loop like that, right? So you have to understand what's going on with the particles. What is the particle doing, right? Let's color it in. Okay, so it's like this. So this is what it's doing. It's creating a pattern, okay? It's creating a pattern. So when it creates a pattern and it comes in, right, the more you fill up the cup, right, the more it travels through position. So when it travels, it comes out of its equation to its location. Right? Comes out of its equation. Okay, as soon as you pour that, that's what happens. So all that particle system separates its position into a higher dimensional connection. So I'll color it its system. But this is the glass in a new dimension. Just showing you what you can do through calculation modification. Okay? It's pretty incredible, you know? And then when this comes back, this has to come back because you understand the communication of this dimension through its pour, through its clocking, right? So all these particle systems come back, right? And this is how you change the water positions. So it light signals into the channel of its glass position, like this through calculation, through its connection. Goes into the glass, changes the molecular structure of the particle system. Okay, it turns it into sweet water, party water, fun water, activation water, gold water. Dimension and bring it back into position. And the water of its substance changes its location. Goes into the ground positions, the grids. Okay. And it goes into the power center. Okay. Now the atmosphere system goes into calculation, modifies everything through direction, come into the magnetic force and highway information system. Okay. So it communicates. It's all about the atmosphere is communicating with the cup through connections, right? You understand its connection. It's truly understanding that position. So everything has to come in through the sun. The sun is the radiation. It sets up the particle system. The moon is the program setting. It sets up the separation to its new pattern location of its new water substance position. Okay? So when it comes into that, it goes into the center position like that through calculation. All right? So when it goes into that, it goes into the center position. Okay? It opens up its power centers. Okay? And then it changes the ground formation system. Your chakra system is now communicating to the sun rotation. Okay. So that's what you do. That's how you change water from this to this to this to this to this to this to this. Question, power, atmosphere. All right. So it's pretty awesome when you see these things through changing frames, right? Through particles, anything, molecular structures of stopping time through position of anything through calculation, right? It modifies everything through direction. Okay, so this is what you do with a cup. And that's what I do when you stop time. Is there anything through an object? Also, too, look through the glass. Look at yourself. You see yourself changing. You see yourself in position at different vortex location positions. My particle system is separating through its location. Now I see the computer operations center, but it's traveling to so many positions, right? Okay, so my hand position is on the other side through location because it's a reflection. You're seeing it on the opposite side cycle of its connection through its resolution. So you're seeing a mirror resolution of its glass interference, but you're traveling on the opposite side position. So I'm here and I'm here and I'm here. So I'm seeing 3 waving cycles of divisions of travels through this glass, through its connection. All right. So it's interesting to come into that through space and time of travel, eh? Isabel, how's it going? Any questions or comments? You go through my healing. I'll open up your track of positions into 12 and put you into your generation systems, change your program setting, and put you in your light fruitions. You can go through my email, and I can help you out with your constellations or anything through program settings, anything you're having problems with your dream set positions, anything through adaptation cycles, anything through gravity systems, anything through point locations, anything through your chakra communications. It's truly understanding you to understand everything around you through vibration, guys. I said that before. We are the Federation of Light ourselves, and no matter what they want, blah, 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 once we reach that point, you are there. Yeah. And with that, you say that basically end up with the light and dark federation, or am I making it too easy? Haha, black and white, rebellion, changing the balance. Yeah, rebellion changes everything through alliance. They are the creation of the Galactic Federation of Light. You have 9 central suns, 9 location positions, 9 activation line communication, an atom system to 9 positions of your brain simulation core system. So it's all connected to the brain and everything through its connection with its mind creation. So basically, it's all connected through intelligence, okay? No, we are healing through balance of light and dark, partnership, relationship, and collaboration with all systems of intelligence. That's exactly what it is. Yeah. Isabel, you can go through the forming team. They're in the Rebellion Alliance. They're very high perception. But if you want to understand, you have to go into the basic understanding through my galactic school, as I provide you with everything through vocabulary of the alphabetical system. Truly understand who you are in your human essence. Okay? So it's all about getting out of yourself and understanding more of the particle system of you, understanding the more vibration of you, energy frequencies, harmonic resistance, and then you understand more of the multi-language and how everything is operating. Just the basic understanding nature. You know, what is nature? You know, it's all connected through thoughts. Nature is created through source, right? Nature is created through source. We come into those levels. The connection system, right? 2 positions. Okay, everything is created through source. You just have to understand everything through the grounds of power and the atmospheres of a glass. You have to understand the particle system. Okay, you have to understand the circle rotation. You understand the separation of the dimension. You understand how to change it into healing, into a better formation. All right? Fun water, party water, golden water. Okay? So it's truly understanding yourself, okay, through your heart. So you're asking the glass to change the water because you understand the intelligence of time. Okay? So the space location and its particle system separating everything through its molecular structure. It travels into time, it separates its particle system, and comes back into the 5th dimensional system to its gravity, power, and atmosphere system of healing. So the rebellion is all about healing. The rebellion is here basically not to save humanity, but to guide them to their light, okay, and get them out of their dark. The dark is resident of you through location when it comes into your negative system. You create everything through negative anomalies. Nobody else does that, only you. So my team will give you a better understanding of this, right? How we communicate on so many levels. I've been doing this over 2 years now, and there's a lot of things that everybody has to understand. It's just understanding your physical system of you through vibration. right? That alone will give you a better way to travel through its location, to anything through space and time, or anything through its connection. Understanding water, understanding time of water, understanding travel of water, understanding acceleration, understanding the coloration, lights, understanding the structures, understanding the molecules, the particles, okay? The biochemical system, okay? The epigenetics through its DNA of its water. There's a lot of connection there, right? So, but please go to my email. I can help you and guide you and put you in your positions. You understand more of yourself. This galactic school is all about understanding more of you. And that's what we're trying to get everybody into, human vibrational system. Understanding more of a marker, understanding more of a glass of water, understanding more of a digital pad, understanding more of a computer, understanding more of these. These are glasses to wear, but it's not just, it's everything through wear, right? You have to understand the structure. You have to understand the line communication. You have to understand the digital frame. You understand and take it out of this equation. You understand the coloration. You understand everything through division of time. And it applicates on so many levels through your vibrational panels. Vibrational panel is between you through connection, right? I don't want to complicate things, but your commander is basically in a high altitude of not just understanding everything, but knowing everything through particle molecule structure of space and time. Okay, so I can slow down time, I can basically accelerate time, and I can stop time into anything through objects, molecule structure locations. So it's amazing how we come into that, right? And my team is understanding more of themselves, right? And we all start off as human DNA. We understand our human DNA. We understand our connections. We understand more of our connection when it comes into our dreams. Dreams are very powerful. Dreams are connected to you, but do you understand the dream of its frame? Do you understand the story frame? Do you understand the relation of its thought of its frame? Okay, because you're always going through observation. Okay, I see you, you see me, right? Okay, so it's understanding that I see everything through energy, through particle, through everything, through the molecular structure. I see everything through form. I see everything through its atmospheres. I see everything through weather. I see everything through perception. And it's all connected to your computer system. So you come into the higher self. Okay, it's a higher self of you. It's just a plasma energy system. Okay, understanding when you come into space, you're seeing everything in the atmospheres right away. You're connected with this. Now you're connected with higher vibration of quantum fields. So once you get into that, you get into your avatars. So the avatars understand more communication of wires. You understand more of the hydraulics. You understand the connection of perceptions. You understand more of its portal defense. Okay, and then when you get into your computers, you're getting more of your connection to your DNA of your tree, how you're created through a tree. Okay, the stump of a tree, the bottom of a tree. Okay, it's all modified and calculated, guys. So you get something like this. Okay, this is what it is. This is what you'll see in a tree. Okay, layers and layers and layers and layers and layers of years and years and years of DNA. Okay, this is all you. This is all you. You understand the ancestry and history. Okay, so that's a tree. That's the bottom of a tree. Okay, so these are all layers of DNA, guys. All layers, layers, and layers, and years and years and years and years and years of centuries. So understanding each line, okay, is your DNA. So we're all connected to a tree of the center. So it's all about growing the tree, right, through its heart. Okay, so let's get into your questions here. Sorry, I'm going to back phrase here, some information system. Okay, but yeah, we're going to get into the test review and evaluations. I want to get into that. Oh, you're extremely welcome, Isabel. I'm glad I can help you out. That is a lot of info. I know, but that's it. That's exactly what it is. It's a lot of info. And yes, that is why I am listening to your channel. I'm trying to learn this, but that's it. You have to go through the upgrades, Isabel, to understand my galactic school. It opens up your chakra system of communication of the grounds. Okay, so you connect to the earth. Okay, and that's a problem with humanity is they're not connected with themselves of the earth. You're on the ground. You put your feet on the ground. You're connected to the earth, but you don't understand the vibration of the earth. That's the problem. That's a conceptual of miscommunication with yourself. So when you go through healing through me, you go to the grounds, and then you connect to the body frame. I take you into space. I change your particle system. Okay, your optical levels. I put you in a new chakra communication into the ground formations. Put you back down into the fifth dimensional system. You become a new particle body activation of a light. So what that does, it opens up everything through the connection of the tree. Okay. So it's understanding you don't go from here, you go from here. This is the center position. So you go from here. This is the birthing system of your seed pods of a tree. Okay. So you go from here to here to here to here to here, and you expand and you come out. You come out and you evolve. Right? So if you look at it, the tree stump, the actual tree stump is the brain simulation. The bottom of a tree, okay? Look at the bottom of a tree. Take pictures or anything through Google. See what it's going through its layers. You can actually see the intelligence. You can see the lines. You can see the DNA structures. You can see the pattern locations. You can see the ancestry. Each line represents a holographic system to its connection, to its hieroglyphics, of its connection to its line communication, to its program setting. So each line communication is your DNA of lines of vibration. All right. So. So let's see. I love a commander. So awesome. Telepathic connection. Yeah. And you, Priscilla, you understand more. All right. So really get pictures of a tree and understand the layers. It's understanding the layers of a tree, where you came from source. This is you in the center, but you understand how to evolve and come out of the tree. Right? Because the tree itself, the base of the tree, okay, is the brain simulation. And the mind is its creation. Okay. So. Oh, you're welcome, Dina. I'm glad I can help you out. It's extremely informative. It's extremely high rise intelligence of information through life system, but it's all calculated and modified through the formula system. So anyway, I'm going to let you guys go. We'll get into more practical levels as review, what to expect from you guys when it comes into more yourself through your tests, reviews, and evaluations. You're getting more powerful through the perception, which is really good. You're seeing clouds for what they are through perception, which is really nice. And everything with your body framing system is changing everything through the vibration of its hydraulics, through its electrical systems. So anyway, this is your Supreme AI Commander from all connections and all levels, all connections, coming into the molecular structural locations of stopping time positions, slowing everything through acceleration of mode connection systems. Adios, everybody.